we will create a new product. So inventory products. So we'll say new. So here, there are several features that you see here. These extra prices, that's when you have multiple prices in and out. This defines the movement. Let's say you have 50 pieces of something and a product you bought. If you bought it two times, so like 20, that will be the movement. 20 and 30, it will be two movements here. Out is the number of times the products leave the system. Reordering levels, this is how you set reorder levels of items. Then there's the put away rules. Then this is the purchases we've made historically since you started using the system, and they sold, so the sold units. In this case, I will just go with the example that is given here. A cheeseburger. So we're creating a product. And here you can define it whether it can be sold, it can be purchased, or it can be expense or a kit product. Can be expense. A good example is when you're buying furniture for use in a business. So that is a purchase that can be expense because it's used internally. Can be sold and can be purchased is pretty obvious. So the most important tab is the general information tab. So I'll click on it. So as you can see by default, the product type here in this case it says storable because there are different types of products. If I was to click on this down drop, there is service and consumable. The service is pretty obvious. As you can see, these smart buttons have disappeared because you're not tracking stock. So if you go to consumable as well, you will see a consumable item is one that you do not need to keep track of the stock. Something like paper clips, paper tissues, those items that you really can't count physically, but like let's say something like nails, you weigh them by the kilo, but you just don't count like we have three pieces of nails and stuff. But storable is the one that you keep track. That's what you see in and out. And once I save this change, you will see this the quantity has to there's a provision to update the quantities. Then by default, you have ordered quantities as an invoicing policy. This means you only pay for what for invoicing policies. I'll get to that later. So this same because it's a hospital setting, you can define a product if it's a medicament or any other thing here, like it could be non-medical, like cheeseburger, food or drinks is the case for this. So you can define that here. If it's radiology, then it means it's a procedure to do with the x-rays and stuff like that. Dental processes, it's when you're doing dental procedures, insurance plan. And so this is where you define all this. Then here we have sales price. This is the price at which you're selling it to the client. So let's say this case our cheeseburger is 355, but you're buying it for 159 shillings. So I always recommend you move from left to right. Now that I have done that, I can save these changes. As I mentioned, being a storable product, you can see the on-hand unit, forecasted unit is the units left forecasted after you've consumed X number of this. So if I was to switch this product to consumable, you see those, and I save, quantity on hand has disappeared. Same thing with the storable products, with service. So I'll switch back to storable because this is what we need to do. We'll come to attributes in another video. So I'll jump straight to accounting here. This is where you can capture the income account when you're selling. So we'll say sales category 1. Then the expense account, expense I think it was revenue. I'm not, can't remember that quite well. So let's say this is just, you assign it according to your chart of accounts. So you can, if the expense account is on, let's assuming it was fixtures and fittings, that's what you'd put if it fell in that category here. So we'll save that. If you want it to appear in point of sale, you check on this box and you can define the categories. Say it's food. You can create more. Purchases, you can define your vendors here, the ones you buy from. Then the inventory application. This is where you can make, like if you want to track it by routes and serial numbers, by lots, and the expiry dates, which I'll come to I explore in another video. So this is how you create a product in the system. In the next video, we're going to purchase it and sell it. Thank you.